We all want to have a better cruise, and today I've got 20 tips for an awesome Royal Caribbean cruise to be even better. Here we go. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanblog.com. Taking a Royal Caribbean cruise is a great family vacation because of all the great things you can see and do on board. There's swimming, fine dining, kids clubs, Broadway shows, and massages are just a few of the wonderful activities available to do on a cruise. So with so many choices, you may be wondering what you can do to ensure you not only see it all, but don't miss anything. And today, I wanted to share my guide for the most helpful tips for planning a successful Royal Caribbean cruise adventure. Let's start off with doing your online check-in as early as you can, so that way you can get on the ship as early as you can. Royal Caribbean provides online check-in, and while you don't have to do it, you really should. In the months leading up to your cruise, you can go to Royal Caribbean's website or through the Royal Caribbean app and check in for your cruise. Very similar to an airline, you can do the online check-in with your passport information, all the various other documentation and photos that you need. Doing so will speed things up and get you a check-in time that's going to be a lot sooner than otherwise if you try to show up at the terminal. In addition, when cruises do resume in 2021 and 2022, I'm fully expecting there to be check-in times that are actually enforced. In the past, check-in times didn't really matter, but I think going forward they will, so you definitely want to get a good check-in time. Next up, bring a bathing suit with you on embarkation day. When you first board your Royal Caribbean ship, everyone's excited to explore the ship and take it all in, but one area that's very empty actually on the first day are the pools. Since most guests packed their swimsuits and their luggage that they checked in at the pier, no one really has their bathing suits to go swimming yet. So this means if you have your bathing suit, this is a fantastic opportunity to enjoy Royal Caribbean's pools or their water slides without much of a wait or competition or anyone else really around you. So what you want to do is pack your bathing suit in your carry-on bag and then change in one of the public restrooms near the pool. Towels are provided in the pool area as well. By bringing your bathing suits with you to change on embarkation day, you'll be able to enjoy the pools and hot tubs without the crowds that'll be there later on in the cruise. Next, try popular activities on embarkation day. Just like the pool and the water slides, other activities are also not that busy on the first day of the cruise. The Flow Rider, Ripcord by iFly, bumper cars, and the rock climbing wall are just a few of the really popular activities that a lot of other guests specifically want to try on their cruise, and the best time to do it is definitely embarkation day. Because so many guests are just getting on board and getting acclimated to the ship, many people are just unaware of where the headline attractions are, or probably more likely, they're not even aware that it's open. Make a point to head to your favorite attraction after boarding to take advantage of these low crowds. By going on embarkation day, not only will you have a short wait, but you may be able to re-ride it a number of times as well. My next tip to make for a better cruise is book specialty dining in advance. Royal Caribbean specialty restaurants offer some great food in addition to the dining experience you find elsewhere on the ship. So if you want to take advantage of these, I really recommend booking in advance. So number one, if you want to book a specialty restaurant in advance, you'll be able to lock in the time and day. That's really helpful as well. Number two, it will also break up the total cost of the cruise. Royal Caribbean will charge you for the specialty restaurant at the time of booking, but that's one less charge on your ShePass account later on. And by booking it, you lock in the price. So if Royal Caribbean changes the price, as in raises it later on, you're protected against that. Next up, book your shows in advance. If your Royal Caribbean ship offers entertainment on board, such as the Broadway musicals or ice shows, or anything else in advance that you can get your hands on, definitely book it before your cruise. Not all Royal Caribbean ships offer advanced reservations for shows. Usually these are going to be the Oasis and Quantum class ships, so you'll be best served by getting a spot in advance if it's available to you. All you have to do is go to Royal Caribbean's Cruise Planner website, see if it's available to book. Royal Caribbean does not charge you for its shows, nor does it charge for advanced reservations. So take advantage of the opportunity to get tickets and not be stuck waiting in a line later on to try to get in the standby line for the theater, or even worse, missing out on it completely. So on Royal Caribbean's Cruise Planner site, just once you're logged in, go to the Entertainment Activities tab and select the show you want to reserve. My next tip is to definitely pre-purchase the unlimited drink packages after, of course, you consider if you really want to get one. Ever since Royal Caribbean rolled out its unlimited drink packages a few years ago, they've been really popular with guests and, of course, a really good moneymaker for the company as well. They can be a great value, but it's really important to think about what the drink package entails before you purchase one. The unlimited drink packages operate on the basic premise that you get to lock in the price of beverages at a fixed cost and enjoy an unlimited amount of drinks for the duration of your cruise. Sounds good, right? The area where a lot of people run into trouble is the daily cost of the package may not be a cost savings equation when you factor in the length of your cruise as well as port days when there's less time to get the value of the package on that day. The key is to understand how the drink package works and then consider if your drinking habits will mesh with your plans for the cruise. If the answer to this question points you to purchasing a drink package, you definitely want to get it early to maximize the package's savings. Royal Caribbean usually offers a much better price for the drink package online compared to if you wait to book it on board the cruise. Next up, use the porters. They're there to help. When you arrive at the port to begin your cruise and then disembark your ship to go home, perhaps with tears in your eyes, do yourself a favor and use the porters at the pier to make your life easier. The ports have porters there to assist with your luggage, and while their services are complimentary, yes, it is customary to tip the porters for their efforts. Commonly, it's basically about $1 or $2 per bag. That's the usual going rate for their services. But utilizing porters allow you to not just have less stuff to lug around, but the porters can actually make getting through the customs area a lot quicker too. In a lot of ports, porters have a dedicated line, or they're so well indoctrinated with the process they can really speed things up. For a few bucks, getting to and from your cruise will be a whole lot simpler. My next tip for a better Royal Caribbean cruise is to look for something called hump staterooms. Are you looking to book a balcony on a Vision or Radiance class ship? Keep an eye out for balcony staterooms with lots of extra balcony space without any extra cost. These ships have balcony staterooms that Royal Caribbean veterans call hump rooms. Don't worry, it's not what you think. Hump rooms refer to a balcony cabin on the ship's hump that gives more than double the normal balcony size. The hump we're talking about, by the way, is the section of the ship that if you're looking at the deck plans appears to pop out and create a hump relative to the rest of the ship. My next tip is to open up those stateroom dividers. If you're booking 2 or more adjoining balcony staterooms on select Royal Caribbean ships, you can actually remove the balcony dividers to create one super large balcony. The secret to removing the dividers and opening up your balcony is pretty simple. All you have to do is ask. Just talk to your stateroom attendant and ask if you can have the balcony dividers opened up because your friends or your family members are the ones in the balcony next door, and they can do so. Now, getting permission to open up the balcony dividers will depend on the ship class as well as the ship's captain, but in general, I've heard that on Voyager class ships, the practice of opening up balcony dividers is prohibited with the exception of Mariner of the Seas and Navigator of the Seas, but a lot of other ship classes allow this, including Freedom class and Oasis class. It's one of those things you may as well ask because the worst they'll have to tell you is no, but there's really nothing to lose by asking, and in a lot of cases, they can absolutely do that. Next up is you can take this free spa tour. Royal Caribbean's Vitality Spa offers a lot of services, perhaps even more than you thought they had. While you're exploring your Royal Caribbean ship, feel free to stop by the spa and take a tour of the facility. The Vitality Spa crew members offer guided tours on embarkation day as a matter of policy, but you can get a tour of the facility at any point during your cruise. The tour is complimentary, and there's no obligation to book anything. In fact, I think it's pretty low sales pressure in terms of what they try to do afterwards, to get you to book. They just simply say, would you like to book anything? And the answer is yes, no, or maybe later. It will give you a good sense of what services they offer, as well as what the spa looks like. The thing I like about the spa tour is Royal Caribbean designs their ship facilities and their spa facilities to be really lovely in terms of the look, and sometimes you can overlook a service you might not know was offered in the first place. Speaking of the spa, how about saving money at the spa? One of my favorite tips is to look for port day spa specials. After taking that spa tour I just talked about, you may want to get a port day or two before booking anything on board. Royal Caribbean offers some really interesting specials every day of your cruise in the spa, but on port days, the spa specials are the best. Like every department on a Royal Caribbean ship, the Vitality Spa is looking to get guests in their doors and spending money. On port days, there are fewer guests around the ship, so that means business can get a little slow. The Vitality Spa will offer port day specials that are available for your time while the ship is in port. Each port day special is a little different, and if you can take advantage of one or more, you can actually save a lot of money. Keep in mind, by the way, that the port special prices are available for the duration the time is in port. So if your shore excursion ends early and you're back on board an hour or two before the ship is set to leave the port, you can go to the spa and take advantage of the deal. Another good tip, by the way, to save money at the spa is to talk to the spa staff about what specials they'll be running during the cruise. There's always a special advertised every day, and often the staff will share with you what the upcoming specials are so you can plan ahead and take advantage of that special that appeals to you. My next tip is something that isn't really a thing anymore, but I'm still going to include it in this list just in case, and that is to empty your mini fridge. Every Royal Caribbean stateroom comes with a mini fridge, but there will sometimes be full of liquor and snacks that will cost you extra if you obviously consume them, just like a hotel mini bar, right? Assuming you're not interested in taking advantage of the mini bar, you can ask your stateroom attendant to empty the fridge at any time. With the fridge empty, now you have more space to store drinks, medicine, and anything else you need to keep cold. My next tip for a better cruise is to bring clothes for the gym. Listen, we all aspire to eat better and exercise more, and that includes when you're on a cruise ship. Royal Caribbean's fitness facilities are quite impressive in terms of the size, the machines and weights available, and of course the classes offered. There's a lot to choose from, so be sure to pack appropriate clothing and shoes for your cruise. You should also look at the list of exercise classes being offered throughout the cruise. These classes do have an additional cost usually, but they're a great way to try something new or continue that kind of regimen that you'd be used to back at home. There's usually a table with the group class sign-up sheets near the entrance to the gym. And in the gym in general, I think a lot of people just forget that it's there and don't pack the right stuff they need for the gym, so don't miss out on that. How about another money-saving tip, and that is to check if you qualify for a cruise fare discount. These days, everyone's looking to save money a little bit on their vacation, and on Royal Caribbean, there are a number of discounts that are offered to a variety of groups, residents, and even people in certain vocations. Guests who are a member of the following occupations or groups can often qualify for discounts: residents of certain states in the U.S., firefighters and police officers, airline employees, senior citizens, Royal Caribbean shareholders, Crown and Anchor Society members, and members of the military, active or retired. When you're pricing out your Royal Caribbean cruise, ask your travel agent or Royal Caribbean representative about these discounts and if they apply to your sailing. Keep in mind, by the way, that with certain discounts and sales, sometimes these offers may not be combinable, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Sometimes you might find even a better deal out there. And of course, if you don't tell them about it or ask about it, they're not going to offer it to you. Speaking of travel agents, we just talked about how they can help you get a deal. And in general, gosh, everybody should be using a travel agent to book a Royal Caribbean cruise. In today's day and age, everyone's looking to do things themselves. But when it comes to booking a Royal Caribbean cruise, I absolutely recommend using a good travel agent to assist. There's a lot that goes into a Royal Caribbean cruise vacation, from your cruise fare and the slew of discounts we just talked about, to dining, shore excursions, air travel, and more. For first-time Royal Caribbean cruisers, it can be a daunting task to cover it all, and a good travel agent with lots of experience with Royal Caribbean can be a tremendous asset in assisting you to get the best possible vacation experience. Now, keep in mind, travel agents are paid by Royal Caribbean, so there should be absolutely no additional cost to you to use their services. Talk to a few agents and feel them out for their knowledge of the product, and when you find one that you're comfortable with, leverage their knowledge and expertise to book with them. By the way, if any travel agent tries to charge you fees for their services or for cancellation or anything like that through fees through the agency or themselves, not Royal Caribbean's fees, of course, don't use them at all. To find a good travel agent that knows Royal Caribbean well, I recommend asking friends and family who may have used an agent before, as well as searching the internet for good ones as well. With any agent you run across, a good idea is send them a quick email with a few questions to see what their response and response time is. And the idea of sending them an email like this is to see how helpful, quick, and knowledgeable they are. Veteran cruisers will tell you a good agent is absolutely priceless. Next up, book your cruise as early as possible. Let me tell you, this tip still holds up here in 2021, and I expect that to be the case for a long time coming. To get the best possible price on your cruise, it's a best practice to book your cruise as early as you can. Booking your cruise 1 or even 2 years in advance sounds crazy, but it will usually get you the best possible deal. Royal Caribbean prices its cruises, among other factors, on supply and demand. As staterooms get booked up, there's less supply, and thus prices tend to go up. It's a lot like the airlines and how plane tickets are priced out. The further out you can book a cruise, usually the better the price. That prices fluctuate on a daily basis. There's no guaranteed way to get the lowest price available, but in general, the lowest prices tend to show up early on. In the past, Royal Caribbean offered last-minute discounts, but they're really not doing that anymore because the way things are changing and a variety of other factors as well. So last-minute discounts, yes, they do exist in some regard, but I wouldn't plan on them. Another advantage of booking in advance is you can monitor the cruise fare price at any point from when you book your cruise to your final payment date, and then reprice your cruise fare and save money if the price drops. And that, by the way, that little tip there is applicable in certain countries, so keep that in mind in terms of if you're a resident of the U.S. or Canada, you're good to go. But other countries, you might have some issues there, chief among them the U.K. Now, booking in advance does not mean you have to lay out the full cruise fare in advance either. A deposit is the only thing required to reserve a stateroom, and then you have until final payment date to pay off the full fare. Something I do on every cruise is take advantage of the onboard booking bonus. Perhaps one of the best deals Royal Caribbean offers is the next cruise booking bonus, where essentially Royal Caribbean will give you some extra money for booking a cruise on board a ship. Every Royal Caribbean ship offers a next cruise office where you can go and meet the loyalty ambassador to discuss booking a future cruise. To entice people to book more, they'll actually offer you extra onboard credit on top of whatever offer you can get ordinarily. It's basically free money for booking a cruise. It's one of the best deals that's out there and one of the tried and true ways to truly save money. Next up for my tips for a better cruise is to research and book your shore excursions before the cruise. A big part of any cruise vacation is, of course, the ports you're going to be exploring. So be sure to research these ports and the activities available from the comfort of your home. Sure, you can book shore excursions on board the ship, but the lines at these shore excursion desks can often be quite long. And even if you're booking through the app on board the ship, Doing your research at home gives you plenty of time to compare different options and learn about what each port is known for. You can view all the shore excursion options by logging to Royal Caribbean's Cruise Planner or the Royal Caribbean app and browsing the excursions available by port. Each excursion will list the price, details of the activity, and any physical or age restrictions. Now, Royal Caribbean offers a lot of excursions in every port, and on top of that, you can always consider shore excursions through third-party groups to further expand your options. Now, of course, who knows what's going to happen in the short term here in 2021 and in 2022 in terms of being able to book third-party excursions, but at some point, we'll be able to book those again. So you definitely want to keep in mind both third-party excursions and what's available through Royal Caribbean. But what's the difference between booking through Royal Caribbean excursions or on your own? What should you know? Here are some basic considerations. Royal Caribbean shore excursion guarantee your return to the ship even if the excursion is delayed. Third-party shore excursions can offer more personalized tours at even a lower price. Royal Caribbean shore excursions are fully refundable if your ship cannot dock at a scheduled port, and guests can use onboard credit towards purchasing Royal Caribbean shore excursions if they're booked on board the ship or online. Speaking of being on board, you should read the Cruise Compass every day. Simply put, Royal Caribbean offers a lot to do every day of your cruise. Your ship's entertainment staff plans an incredible amount of activities from sunrise and to well into the night. So the last thing you want to do is not be aware of what's happening on board. Each evening, your stateroom attendant will deliver to your stateroom a Cruise Compass, which is kind of like a daily newspaper for your ship. In addition, the activities are also available through the Royal Caribbean app. In the Cruise Compass is a listing of activities, specials, and other events happening the next day. It's just a couple pages, but it's your guide to literally anything and everything happening on board. Oftentimes, I hear so much from past cruisers who lamented missing out on a particular event because they weren't aware it was happening at all. So definitely read the Cruise Compass to make sure you're aware of that. And also, one neat feature of the Cruise Compass is the daily activity list at the end that's meant to be torn out so you can fold it up and keep it in your pocket. Bring a highlighter also with you on board to make it easier to label which events you're interested in seeing. And my last tip for a better Royal Caribbean cruise is to speak to the head waiter about any dietary requests you may have. Whether you're vegetarian, gluten-free, keep kosher, avoid red meat, like extra olives, or have any other special requests when it comes to food, you want to speak with the head waiter to make sure the main dining room experience is perfect. Royal Caribbean's waitstaff strives to give excellent service to everybody, and that kind of personalized service means they're available to handle any special requests you may have that they're capable of doing. Royal Caribbean's menus offer a lot, but if you have a special request, head to the main dining room and ask to speak to the head waiter. Tell him or her what you're looking for and what will make you happy. The head waiter can accommodate nearly any request if they have the ingredients and the means, of course, to fulfill, but the key is to ask. Too often I hear from people who just said they were disappointed with the food selection but didn't bother to make a request. You can even make requests regardless if it's for health reasons or not. As an example, I ask for Indian food and Indian curry every night with my dinner. I'm not vegetarian. I'm obviously not from India. I just like it. And it's something I know they have available in the back. So asking the head waiter, they can absolutely make that happen for you. So if you have a request, whether it's dietary or not, definitely talk to the head waiter. Speak up about that. There you go. 20 Royal Caribbean tips for a better cruise vacation. I hope 1 or 10 or all 20 help you out on your next cruise. Be sure to share your favorite tips in the comments below. That way others may be able to benefit, including myself, because I like learning a new tip as well. While you're down below this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on your notifications so that way YouTube lets you know when I have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanblog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.